Set, ready to be dispatched. Race 2 on the card. The gates spring open. They're off and they're racing with Philomea wide out, jumping okay with Rigatoni and 8 count inside of those with Early Dash. They're going to burn to the lead, driving forward, Exceed the Boom, Conchetta's Dream, Long Service Leaf kicks up next the middle. Further back behind those when they get going, Acoustic Bubbles being followed by Kai Kali in the second half of proceedings, and near enough to the tail is October Rocks as Acoustic Bubbles drops right back to the tail towards the turn. 450 to run. Rigatoni will straighten up in front, leading the way from Philomea, Exceed the Boom, trapped out there wider. Then 2 lengths behind those, then starting to make up ground, Long Service Leaf, followed then by Kai Kali. Exceed the Boom on the outside with Philomea, though, range up to Rigatoni. Rigatoni fighting tooth and nail. Philomea in the middle, though. Philomea, and now Long Service Leaf is gunning them all down. Look at Long Service Leaf, Conchetta's Dream getting home along the rail, but Long Service Leaf with a very sharp first up appearance, one from Conchetta's Dream, who was also sharp late, right behind those. Philomea just peaking on her effort ever so slightly in the dying stages, and running on well behind those was Acoustic Bubbles from Rigatoni. 8 count back there as well, October Rocks, Kai Kali and Exceed the Boom in that group. Long Service Leaf, Chris Parnham on debut, the Long Leaf 3-year-old let go as the other leaders started to just feel the pinch a bit with 100 to run. Long Service Leaf was able to just track up behind them, and then was always going to be looking for the end of the 1,000 to do his best work, and that he has with Conchetta's Dream as well, charging through near the rail. They beat off Philomea into third placing. She just peaked slightly, and behind those was Rigatoni, Exceed the Boom, all in a group together. But Long Service Leaf has run right up to his very good education in those trials there. He hadn't done too much wrong. By Long Leaf out of Enshrined, a Foo Peg mare owned by Nev Carolyn Parnham is Kay McNaught, trained by Neville and ridden by Chris Parnham. Opens up its career with a very good victory, beating Conchetta's Dream by Doubtland, a filly out of Cahelan, trained by Grant and Alana Williams, ridden by Willie Pike, and 6 Philomea. She'll derive benefit from that run. And a nice performance first up by this Daughter of Safeguard from Mia Dolce, Holly Watson for trainer Jace Buckley. 4:10, 6 and 7 they are after the running of race 2. Margins of 3/4 by 3/4, and they stop the clock at 58.45 at the end of 1,000, home in 34.19. But this 3-year-old gelding rather has been given a really good education by Neville Parnham and done everything right, just continuing to improve with each of those experiences, and brings that here under race day conditions. Very professional effort, and beating home Conchetta's Dream. Certainly a good performance. They weren't that far from each other at the 200 mark, and Philomea, who had to do some toil, but she's a quality filly and she'll be improved by that run. Next event, the Key Clean Maiden over 1,200. Luke Campbell's on 7, Cosmic Gem in the next on the program at 2:39. Let's take you down to the yard and catch up with Lockie. Some encouraging debut efforts produced there in race 2.
Thanks, Darren. Really nice win. A number of maidens that we're looking forward to here this afternoon. And Long Service Leaf gets the job done as winning trainer Neville Parnham joins me now. Neville, looking at him both in run and in the yard, he looks like a big leggy type. What were your expectations coming into today?
Oh, look, you couldn't fault his trial form. He's been going really well, and whenever he has trialled, he's trialled very good. Only defeat was by his stablemate, which I do like as well. But yeah, he's worked very well throughout his education, etc. And I came here thinking that he'd be a definite player in the race. But look, especially on his last trial, and he almost replicated that just then.
In similar fashion to his trial, it took him a little while to hit top gear, but that final 100 metres, that really caught the eye. Yeah, look, they went out sort of fairly solid, and for a moment in the straight there, when they turned for him, I thought they might have got away from him a bit too much, but the first and the second horses both hit the line well, so probably a bit of a future for both of them. Yeah. It is the time of year where trainers bring out some of their nicer 3-year-olds as the new season begins. How do you forecast the next 2 or 3 months for Long Service Leaf?
Look, we'll just take it as it comes, you know. We'll just probably step him up to to you know, a 1200 or something, you know, whatever's in our sights. But we'll just take the easy road, I think, and see where he finishes up. But yeah, on that victory there, you'd certainly say that there's plenty of promise there. He's just, but you know, he's fairly new. Obviously, his first race start, and he's had a couple of preps, but he's still got a fair bit of learning to go. But in saying that, you know, I do think there's better than a maiden win in him.
Really nice debut in. Well done.
Good, thanks.
There's Neville Parnham and here's son Chris.
A man that'll never be eligible for long service leave, but today he's able to get long service leave across the line. Chris Parnham, talk us through the debut.
Yeah, really top performance. He showed plenty at the trials, so we just had our fingers crossed that he was going to bring it to race day.
In that recent trial, Belmont Park Trial Day, you'd know as well as anybody they've been struggling to make ground full stop, so I'm sure that gave you a bit of confidence that he was able to wind up over the top of them that day.
Yeah, it definitely did. You know, you're always sort of unsure when you come out of trials because you don't know what's behind you, but visually he was very impressive. He always felt impressive, so yeah, as I said, we were hoping he'd come here and do that today. We're quietly confident, and for him to get the job done, we're really happy.
Took him a fair while to hit top gear.
Yeah, he did. I had a bit of respect for a few runners in this race, so it was never going to be a walk in the park, but tempo was on the whole way. He needed every bit of the 1,000 to sort of reel him in, but it was a good effort all the same, and yeah, hopefully he's even better when he can stretch out a bit further.
Congratulations, well done.
Thank you.
There's Chris Parnham. He combines with Neville Parnham and long service leave to take out race 2 here at Belmont Park.